abortion after birth, or as you and I might call it, the killing of children. This is, of course, not true.
Abortion after birth. I mean, these people can't communicate.
The senator said there was a concern about abortion after birth.
Let me ask you, do you support the right of a woman who is just seconds away from birthing a healthy child to have an abortion? How about if a child is halfway out of the birth canal? Is an abortion permissible then? Is infanticide okay?
I think what we're here to talk about is abortion care. What you're describing is something that is already illegal, and there are laws on the books for that. Those are criminal acts.
Do you support infanticide, killing a child after he's born?
I do not agree with the basis of that question,
What's
but
the
I
basis?
do believe that abortion is health care.
You can take the baby and rip the baby out of the womb in the 9th month, on the final day.
American College of Obstetricians and Gynecologists website reveals that the term late-term abortion has no clinical or medical significance. That's because late-term pregnancy refers to the period of pregnancy after 41 weeks. No, you cannot have an abortion after the pregnancy is full term for kind of obvious reasons. When conservatives like Graham throw out phrases like late-term abortion, they want it to sound medical.
Now, the term late-term abortion is a little bit of a hijacked term. It's not actually a medical term, and sometimes when people say this, they want to make it seem like there's abortions happening at 32 weeks for no reason. This is simply not the case.
This is the lie that there are states that allow so-called post-birth abortions. Now, as a linguistic phenomenon, this doesn't make sense because post-birth and abortion are not compatible words. It's not a thing. But we, I think, understand what they mean when they say a post-birth abortion, saying that you can kill children after they've been born.
And they're going to try to nationalize abortion up until the moment of birth. And in some liberal states, you actually have post-birth abortions. And I think that that's wrong.
Killing an infant after birth is infanticide. It's illegal in all 50 states. Lois Shepard, University of Virginia law and biomedical ethics professor, said, quote, "No state allows post-birth abortions. First, an abortion refers to terminating a pregnancy, and a pregnancy does not continue after birth. But second, that would be killing a born human being who is a person entitled to the equal protection of the laws, including prohibitions against murder. No state permits infanticide."
I couldn't believe it when I saw it in this last State of the Union speech, how many members of Congress are walking around with a big abortion pin on their suit jacket.
Right.
Not just advocating for, but celebrating abortion on demand without exception, all the way up until birth or even after birth, normalizing infanticide. We've seen this in places like New York and in other states.
What?
The Democrats are the radical ones on this position because they support abortion up to and even beyond the 9th month. The concept of having an abortion in the later months and even execution after birth, and that's exactly what it is. The baby is born, the baby is executed.
Seriously, that's such an obvious lie. Nobody wants to execute babies. Now, when they're 3 or 4 and they're talking all day in a goddamn Peppa Pig accent, well, then you might find some execution support.
Like, you get to decide what happens to your body, what happens to your unborn fetus, of course.
Yeah.
But also, your facts are bullshit.